Natlan's inception into the game means brand new character kits for us to all look forward to. So, I thought it'd be fun to rank my top 5 favorite characters to play in Genshin Impact before Natlan, to record who my favorite kits are in the whole game, before Natlan has the chance to potentially change that. My name is Juice and let's get into it. Quick note, this video is not about my favorite characters in terms of the lore or their design. This video is only about the kit, playstyle, and how they actually feel to use in gameplay. If my favorite characters in terms of design, personality, and lore is what you clicked for, then number 5 Xiao, number 4 Shenhun Xianyun, number 3 Ganyu, number 2 Farina, number 1 Venti. But this is a strictly gameplay focused video. Now that we're on the same page, let's go. We're starting off strong with Clorinde. There's actually a really funny story behind this. Me and a friend thought it was hilarious how garbage Sethos looked, so we both had the bright idea of pulling for him so that we could build him because we are playing Sethos Impact and he is obviously the king of everything. I am not dripping with sarcasm whatsoever. So the Clorinde banner eventually rolled around and I was ready to pick up the lad and welcome him with open arms. I had like zero pity and I was on 50-50. I thought it'd be funny if I got Clorinde, and I wouldn't be against having her because her demo trailer was pretty cool, but other than that, my eyes were set on Sethos. How about a Clorinde at like 30 pity instead? I was honestly fine with getting Clorinde because otherwise I would have pulled for Xianyun since she had Farina buffing qualities, and the mere thought of something being Farina synergizing was enough to entice me to pull. With that being said, I was fine with missing out on Xianyun since I needed C2 Xianyun for her to replace Kokomi in C6 Farina Monohydro anyway, which I wasn't willing to get at that time. I was more upset that I didn't get a single Sethos, man. Just let me use my stupid meme teams. Regardless, I had no opposition to building her, so that's what I did. I have used her every day since then. Imagine a world in which Sethos was one of my main overworld characters. Anyways, we're in the Clorinde timeline now. She's always in my goofy overworld team, and when the Abyss is kind to her, I slap the Mistsplitter on and off we go. Shush, I lost Absolution to Skyward Spine. It doesn't matter what game I play, I've always been more for the fast types. Slow gameplay has rarely ever been my thing. Clorinde is fast and offensive while having the second best animations in the game in my opinion. We'll get onto the first best soon, but seriously the burst animation is incredible. I also like that she has so many different teams to play, and her sound effects seriously add to the experience. I think her variety teams-wise stops her from getting boring. Also, dashing through enemies with her skills is insanely cool, and on the whole, I really have a ton of fun with Clorinde. Feels like pulling her early was meant to happen since I use her every day. But I still want my Sethos! A proper send-off! Navia's gameplay is seriously underrated in my opinion, as in how the kit actually feels to use. This is one of the most well-designed kits in the game, and I use her in every Abyss. She is my go-to for the second half, assuming that Farina takes up the first. The way that you can play her off-field as a skill nuker allows for a buttload of flexibility, and her on-field playstyle feels rewarding and fluid. What I mean by that is that going nuke, normal attack 4 times, nuke, normal attack 4 times for a buttload of DPS, and then starting to collect crystal shrapnel again is one of the most enjoyable gameplay loops that I've experienced with a character in this game. The way that everything in her kit ties so well together, and how she's good in so many situations thanks to her adaptability, makes me really enjoy her overall fluidity. She isn't even that hard to use either, so her fun is fairly accessible even if I don't feel like shelling out max gameplay effort. Plus, her nukes can be partitioned out in multi-wave, as in you can nuke down one wave and then save up shrapnels to nuke down the rest. The definition of satisfying, I tell you. This prevents overkill from being that bad of an issue, as opposed to if her 2 nukes were charged into one. I mean, that'd make for some funny damage per screenshot showcases, but I digress. Peak unit with a peak kit, those nuclear blasts are a wondrous experience. To me, Arlecchino's animations and voice acting really carry the character for me. I play in English for those wondering. Just hearing her go, everlasting as the moon, and then overruled, as she wipes out enemy waves like they're a joke is pretty fun, I can't deny. The animations are the best in the game in my opinion. Number 1, Honkai Impact 3rd quality. As for the gameplay itself, satisfying. E, Q, E, then hack and slash away. It also helps that her normal attack animations are insane, but I need to get the Siphon rerun to truly complete the look. Great vape DPS that I take great pleasure in running, she is my go-to when I need to get something done efficiently, whether that be domains or a certain challenge. Her huge DPS makes her super reliable. Arlecchino was awesome, amazing kit and playstyle, but I'm telling you man, animations and voice acting is carrying hard here. Did you know that before Genshin Impact, Arlecchino's English voice actor actually voiced an NPC in Minecraft Story Mode? Yeah, insane, I know. Huh, scatter, skyward! This is constellation biased because I have C2, but I literally cannot play this game anymore without Xianyun in my overworld team. I instinctively press E if I want to get somewhere. I had finished crafting at the table once, I was using Kazuha after Arla vaping a domain, and I immediately pressed E before realizing who I was using. Her fast travel, especially at C1, is absurd. I did end up going for C0 Nihida, and then C1 Nihida after getting C2 Xianyun since I still wanted Farazan Constellations, but part of me wonders if it would have been better to just get C4 Xianyun, and then C6 on rerun, because infinite EEEs sound magical. Maybe one day. Anyways, I'm just trying to place emphasis on how much I enjoy Xianyun's skill for traveling. Gameplay-wise, perfect. She makes my Xiao hit like a nuke, and she helps me do the same with my C6 Farina. Her enabling of plunges is extremely fun, and I do it on almost every character that I can do it on when running Xianyun with them. Since I have C2, plunging is generally stronger than whatever their normal combos would be. I also just think that the animations are sick. Love how she leaves behind cloud retainer birds during her skill sky ladders. Xianyun also has a great voice actor. Make way for the Adeptus. It's perfect. Kudos, you do a great job. Her sky ladders make it quick to jump around the Abyss Arena, and I can't really remember the last time that I played this game in my own time, and I've not used Xianyun in either of my Abyss runs, or to jump around the overworld faster. The entire character feels like one huge quality of life upgrade, and the fact that Xianyun heals is like the cherry on top. It is quite literally the last thing that I think about when adding Xianyun to a team. Then for some honorable mentions before we get on to number 1. Our first mention is Riesli. Every time I have played him, I have absolutely adored it, but because I don't own him on my personal account, I haven't had the chance to play with him as extensively as I would really like to declare him as within my top 5. Also, he's kinda C1 dependent, but Clorinde better watch out for Riesli's rerun because I dig this dude so much, and I believe that if I had more time to play him more regularly, he would have absolutely made this top 5. I really like playing him. Ganyu is a character that most people find boring, but I find her boatloads of fun and I can't explain why. I love a charge attack playstyle playing her in burn melt teams, or even mono cryo teams. It's an absolute treat. Clorinde is a little more fast-paced, which is why I have a preference for her, but Ganyu is damn well near close to being on this list because I love cryo playstyles. Hu Tao is still really fun to me, but Arlecchino is on a whole nother level. It's hard to go back to her after having Arla go everlasting as the moon and everlasting all over the place. I still enjoy Hu Tao when I pull her out from time to time, however, and before Fontaine, she would have easily made my top 5 if not being my number 1, so a well-earned honorable mention. Xiao is my GOAT. It was very difficult for me to pick between him and Clorinde. 200k plus Boingos is just funny, dude. Easily would have made my top 5 before Fontaine. He dealt 100k plus plunges for me even before I tried out Farazan, and he pummels the Abyss to the point of hilarity. Fast-paced and cool, I absolutely love it. Alhaitham is really fun in his peak gameplay. Once again, it was extremely hard to pick between him or Clorinde. If you want me to be really honest, tomorrow I could change my mind to say Alhaitham instead of Clorinde. It fluctuates, but because I don't want to have too many quote-unquote tied rankings, as I feel like that ultimately undermines the point of a top 5, let's just say that Alhaitham would be the theoretical number 6 or even 5.5. Yai Miko is a character that I pulled specifically for her gameplay. Listen dude, EEEQEEE is the fun kinda repetitive to me. Didn't make the list since Clorinde obviously replaces her best in slot team, and even if Clorinde isn't stuck with an aggravate only, then Alhaitham would clear her playstyle, so it's not like Yai was a formidable contender in the first place, but certainly worth mentioning because I like the gameplay. This is kind of obvious to all my regulars and may be a bit of a boring number 1. I have her C6. Obviously, she's going to be my favorite character to play. After all, I pulled Farina's C6, not because I specifically wanted to C6 her, but because I wanted whatever Farina's DPS com would be. Lo and behold, she is my favorite main DPS in the entire game. Playing Plunge Vape with her is hilarious. Look at those DPS numbers and try to tell me that they aren't absolutely comical in the best way possible. Her normal attacks are fluid, her plunge playstyle is an absolute treat, and the way she keeps my party sustained 24/7 is a fantastical dream. I honestly doubt that any Natlan character is really going to be capable of surpassing this experience. And for the record, because of Farina, I do not play in JP anymore. Her English voice actor is so damn good that I literally do not want to play this game in any other language, because she simply captures the character in the most ideal way possible. Let her name echo in song! With that being said, I obviously think her animations and gameplay are perfect. Feels like that sort of comes with the territory when you see 6 a character. I literally do not think any Natlan character can top this. Who cares if they're also a Vapor or a Plunger? Do they have the essence that this character does? Probably not. So yeah, Farina is my favorite character to actually use in gameplay in the entire game. I'm sure all my regulars are thinking right now, who would have guessed? I will reiterate that this is a gameplay focused video. To me, the voice acting is also part of the gameplay experience, which is why I mentioned it. If this was a character-based video, Venti solos everybody in the verse, and Clorinde would see no mention because her personality is as dry as a brick. I simply wanted to highlight my personal favorite characters to play, which I regularly use before Natlan comes out, to see if a new region's inception is gonna change things at all. And I'll be watching with bated breath. Let me know of your personal top 5 down below in the comments, whether you agree with any of mine, and share some of your own stories regarding characters. Perhaps subscribe while you're at it, if you haven't already. Hopefully this video was able to tell you my personal top 5 favorite characters to play before Natlan's release. This has been Juice, signing out, and please, Skirk, have a good kit. You're gonna be my next C6 after all.